Okay, everybody, this is our very first all-out massive action plan orientation. This will be recorded, and I'm going to post the recording in our Facebook group. Just a whole lot easier because obviously this is not for the masses. This is not for people who are not serious. So there's no point in wasting email space and sending it to people that are not ready for all-out massive action. So if you are live and present and you're ready for all-out massive action, say absolutely in the chat window. If in fact you're listening to a recording or a recording of this call, just text, not email, but text your sponsor or your mentor and let them know that you are going to give it all out massive action. Now, you know, it's interesting. As a full-time professional, I mean, you know my story. You know, it took me 10 years to be an overnight success. And I vowed to Eddie that someday when I was successful, and trust me, there were some days it was so frustrating and so depressing because I didn't know what to do or how to do it. So if you feel frustrated, as my son says, that's a good thing because it means that you're doing the right activities. So when you look at our compensation plan, you know, everybody says they've got the best compensation plan. But the reality is they don't. And most people don't even understand the compensation plans that they're working with their company in. So when you really dive into all the recorded videos, short and sweet, they're all about 4 or 5 minutes long, on every aspect of this, you know what's out there that's attainable to each and every one of you. Absolutely attainable. Because you don't have to be smart to earn income in Zango, but you do have to be disciplined. You do have to be committed, and you have to know where the tools are to forward to people, and you have to know what to say. And that's what all of this is about. But, you know, it's interesting with all of the masters out there, all of the masters, whether it's been the Jim Rohn, John C. Maxwell, Les Brown. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And even trainers generically out of network marketing all focus on one thing. I just recently, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I went to a local seminar by a gentleman who was from Australia. And there was probably maybe about 100 people in the room. And right up front, he told you it was $59.95 for him to coach you. And I looked, $59.95, $60, that's not bad. And then I realized there was a comma there. It was $5,995 to coach you. So I said to the guy that was collecting the forms, and he pretty much embarrassed some people into filling out the forms. I filled it out anyway because I wanted to talk to one of the trainers. And when he called me the following week, I said, so tell me a lot about what you do. And his focus was really people not in network marketing. It was traditional businesses. And I said, so what do you focus on for $6,000? You know, what do you do? And of course, I asked him what his success has been, and he really didn't have any. And he's been working for this guy for now maybe 2 or 3 years, and he's a coach. But he worked for his father, who was a successful businessman. Anyway, I said to him, so his name is Nathan, and the only reason I remember his name because my father's name was Nathan. And I said, so what do you do for $6,000? Well, he says, we spend the majority of time on mindset, about teaching people how all things are possible. I said, really? $6,000? Heck, we do that for our team. We don't even charge. I mean, so, you know, you guys don't realize how lucky you are, because if you talk to people in other companies, they're so starved for guidance and mentorship. In fact, if you ask them why they think they failed, every single one of them say, well, I had nobody to teach me. It was like the blind leading the blind. So you can't have that excuse. So if you are not where you want to be, why not? Now, look at this Cancun trip. Now, if you were just on today, the weekly webinar training, which happens every Thursday, you heard Ryan say 900 people are qualified. And I thought I heard they're actually looking for another hotel because the hotel can't accommodate 900 people. And we're not done the contest yet. It doesn't end till the end of November. So if you haven't qualified for the trip yet, it's not too late. You have a full month to go to start sponsoring. So part of this massive all-out plan is to get on this trip. So how many of you want to go to a first-class resort and have Sango pay the bill? And if you do, in capital letters, chat room, put me, I want to go. So let's see what we need to do. And compared to all the other compensation plans out there, Zango is the only one that has a huge middle class. Even though we created miracles, really, I mean, think about it, 13 years ago with a product, botanical mangosteen, people used to say, oh, yeah, I love mangoes. I'd have to say, no, it's a Jewish mango. It's mangosteen from Southeast Asia, the national fruit. But even with an unknown, we created over 140 families earning over $1 million. But that's not what's exciting. What's exciting is, are you one of the 170,000 people that are earning $1,000 a month or more? Or are you some of the 250,000 earning at least 500 or more? That's the big question. Not are you going to earn $1 million. Let's do the first step, get free product. Second step, earn $500 a month. And a lot of people in network marketing say, oh, 500 is not much. I want to be a millionaire tomorrow, but I don't want to do anything. If you put $1 million in the bank today, with the way the economy is and the way the interest rates are, you would be earning less than $500 a month if you had $1 million in the bank. Do the numbers. It's pretty darn scary. So the purpose of this all-out massive action, I actually spent last week with our dear friend and business partner, Eileen Cohen. And she just lost her husband after like a 12-year battle. And we really believe that because of his infusion of all the Zango products excessively, he had an extra 4 or 5 years. But we decided, what can we do? Because in Zango, it's not about the leaders. Because we can't be leaders unless we bring people with us. So are you committed to be a better person today than you were yesterday? With better thoughts, better decisions, and most important, more action. Because the only thing stopping you from earning the money you deserve is your actions. That's it. Your beliefs and your actions. So we're going to work on this, and we're going to do some massive action. And almost every problem you're having is because you're not doing enough of what you know you need to do. So admit it. Do you know you're not doing enough of the things that you know you're supposed to be doing? Are you not doing enough? Say yes. Admit it. Come on. You're not doing enough. Or you would be already attaining your income goals. So how's that going to happen? How in the world are you going to attain your goals when you have no time? You're already busy. You've got church. You've got a job, which 95% of people in network marketing do. You've got kids. You've got charity. You've got, are you watching Married with Children reruns or whatever it was called? So where are you going to find the time to do the activities that will get you freedom? Is that what you're looking for? Are you looking for freedom? Are you looking to control your time? as well as your finances. And maybe you've got a lot of money, but you're looking for money to invest. Maybe you're looking to replace an income. Maybe you're looking to bring a spouse home. You have your own reasons. And you've heard the saying, your why should make you cry. And we're gonna pretend that you don't know all of this stuff. So we're gonna do some tough love. Do I have permission to give you tough love? Say yes. Because if I don't have permission to give you tough love, hang up now. Just don't listen to this. Because I don't have time to waste with people who are not willing to accept tough love. I'm not getting any younger. Are you? How fast did your last 5 years go? I mean, think about that. How fast did your last 5 years go? Are you 40? If you're in your 40s, put that in the chat room. If you're in your 50s, put that in the chat box. If you're in your 60s, put that in the chat box. And of course, Eddie and I were blessed to be in our 70s. So I remember seeing a movie a couple of years ago. I don't know if you saw it. It's what Eddie would call a chick flick, called It's 40-something or something like that. It was her birthday, and she was just turning 40, and she was in the kitchen talking to an aunt. And the aunt gave her a hug and wished her a happy birthday. If you saw the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And the aunt said to the girl, "Don't blink." And she said, "What do you mean, don't blink?" She said, "Because if you blink, you're going to wake up and be 60, like me." I mean, that's how fast time goes when you pass 40. In fact, I met a woman on an airplane years ago, and we were sharing pictures of grandkids. And she said, "You know, Sandy, life is like a roll of toilet paper." Toilet paper. I couldn't imagine what she was going to say. Are you ready for this? She said, life is like a roll of toilet paper because the closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. So some tough love. I don't care whether you're 21 or you're 71. How do you want your life to look in 3 years, in 4 years, in 5 years? This is an important question, and it must be written down. I think it's Brian Tracy that says it. He calls it ink it. Les Brown, I think, says the same thing. I mean, why do all these masters say the same thing? Because it's one thing to think it. It's another to ink it to paper, not on your computer, in a Word document, but to put it on paper. Where do you want to be 3 years from today? Where do you want to be 5 years today? And you have to put it on paper. Now, how are you going to get there? What's your plan? Is what you're doing now going to have you get the results you want in 3 years? Answer me in the chat box. Is what you're doing now getting you the results that you know, guaranteed, will have your life looking the way you want it to look in 3 years? I didn't say 3 weeks or 3 months. Let's be realistic. It's a real business. You know, not everybody's going to be like Jed, whatever his last name is, and in 60 days becomes a 200K. Now, how did he become a 200K in 60 days? Anybody know the answer? Did he do anything magical? Did he have a magic carpet? Did he have a magic script? Who knows how Jed became a 200K in 60 days? Still, yeah, massive action. And he's still doing massive action. What else? What else did he do? He had a huge, I don't know if anybody's going to remember, a huge Rolodex. I mean, the guy's been in network marketing full-time probably for over a decade. He'd already built a massive team in another company. So he came in with thousands of people. unlike most of us who have to do it one person at a time. But it's amazing, out of the 140 plus people in the million and multi-million dollar club, remember, 30% of them came in as customers who had no intention of building a business, but had such profound results, or some when they knew with the products, that they went ahead and built a massive business. So what is your why? Is it written down? Does it make you cry? And I want you to go to our Facebook group and choose a buddy, someone you do not know, please, not someone that knows you well, a complete stranger, and there's a small intimate group of us. And I want you to pick a buddy that you can do accountability with often, and you can instant message them privately if it's private, personal stuff that you don't want the whole group to see. But I would love us if we saw interaction in our group. I hope everybody is okay with that, picking a buddy. Say, yes, you're okay with picking a buddy. And I want that done no later than tomorrow. Not next week or next month, but you have to pick a buddy by tomorrow. And what are you going to do starting today? What are you going to do starting today that's different than what you've done before? Now, I'm going to give you some tough love, all right? You ready? And I see some people on the call that are professionals. And you probably know this answer, but according to the DSA, which is the Direct Selling Association, the DSA, what is the number of people that will quit? Let's say you sponsor 10 people. What's the number in the industry now? We're not talking Zango, just generically in network marketing, direct sales. What's the number that quit within 90 days? Anybody know? How many out of 10 will quit within their first 90 days? Anybody know the number? Bill says 7. Willie says 9. Bill, you're right. 7 out of 10 will quit within their first 90 days. So what does that mean? It means we have to do massive action and never stop sponsoring, because you have to have the attitude, oh, this person would be great. They need it so badly. We're going to change lives. They're so motivated. And then within 30, 60, 90 days, they disappear. They're in the WPP. Who knows what the WPP stands for? Who knows? WPP, anybody know? They go into the Witness Protection Program. Yep, Willie, Witness Protection. You can't find them. Their emails are disconnected. They see your caller ID. It won't work. So if you know that 7 out of 10 are going to quit, what do you have to do? You have to keep sponsoring, right? So if you have the attitude that this person has great potential, oh my God, they need it badly, they're going to do massive things, but you can't count on them, because the birds might get them. If you listen to Jim Rohn in Zango University, what does he talk about? The birds get them. They just disappear. So are they going to be one of the 7 out of 10 that are going to disappear on you? And if 3 stay, what are the odds that one of those 3 is actually going to do something? Hopefully, they're going to be a customer for life, because our products are so strong. So you have to have the mindset that you must sponsor a minimum of 1 to 3 people every single month. And it doesn't matter whether they're customers. And truth is, I don't bring people in as a distributor until they've gone through some initial training, they've done their getting started training, which, by the way, rare that anybody does it. They have to show me they deserve to be a distributor, because you're going to give up money by having them come in as a distributor, because on that first order, yeah, you get 25%. But after that, if they're on your front line, you only earn 2%. And if they're below your front level, if they're on your 2nd to 9th level, you're going to earn 5% versus keeping them as a customer earning 15%. But you follow your leadership. It's your business. You do whatever you want to do. I've decided I keep them as a customer until at least they've sponsored their first person who also wants to build a business. So that's what I do. So I looked back when we first joined Zanga. Remember, no internet tools, no emails. You know, people said, does it taste good? Because most juices taste so nasty. I'd have to send $35 bottles plus shipping to people to try to taste the juice. And I looked back on the massive action, all-out massive action I took those first 90 days. And why was I literally connected to my phone and my Rolodex? Because I didn't use a computer at the time. So, you know, my phone and my Rolodex for probably 18 hours a day. So I got up earlier, I went to bed later, and I dialed. I'm supposed to say smile and dial. Sometimes I didn't smile. I actually had to have a mirror on my desk to make sure I smiled before I start the conversation because I was exhausted. But if you look back at my ratio, and that's what you have to look at, what's your ratio? About the first year, I sponsored 48 people, 48, of which 4 went to massive action that created us, obviously, eventually, millions of dollars. So what's your ratio? So I don't know. So I probably sponsored, I would guess, 20 people in those first 90 days. Some quit, some became customers who are still customers today, but 4 out of the total went to work. So are you willing to do whatever it takes? So if you don't have any time, all right, you're out of time. You have no time because you're busy now. You have no time. So what are you going to sacrifice to get an extra hour or 2 or more a day to be able to live your dream? What are you going to do? Because I can't do it for you, but you have to do it. So here's what I'd like you to do. It's called Minimum Daily Contact, MDC for abbreviation. And every day, I want you to put in our group, just MDC 3, MDC 1. That means how many new conversations did you have every single day? Because you know what the real secret to success is? The real secret is your calendar. Now, I still use a spiral notebook. Actually, I have a stack of them on my desk, and I have a separate one for every day. I have another one that I call my hot list of prospects I'm working on, both online and offline. And I have a third one that says pearls, things that I have to remember. But the key is, and your buddy will ask for accountability. They want to see your calendar. So are you using what we used to call day planners? Remember those beautiful day planners we used to buy? Well, I don't do that anymore, obviously, because I have an iPhone. And on my iPhone, I've got a calendar. It's called iCal. Now, tell me if your mobile device, I don't care whether it's Apple or non-Apple, does it have a calendar? Does it have a calendar? Yes or no? I remember Franklin Covey. Loved them. Okay, so far it looks like everybody's got a calendar. I learned from my new assistant how to take a screenshot of my phone and my calendar. Are you willing to share your calendar with the group? Take a screenshot because the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in your activities. So when you book a call, you have to say, call with, and the person's name. You can say first name with last initial so you remember who the person is. But you need to have your calendar filled every single day, not only with new calls, but follow-up calls as well. And tell me in the chat room, does everybody have My Zango Builder which is the website through Zango. I call it MXB for short. And if you have My Zango Builder, have you also put on your mobile device the app for My Zango Builder? So it's critical, because if you have the app for My Zango Builder on your phone, what do you have access to? Put in the chat box. If you've got My Zango Builder app on your phone, on your mobile device, what do you have available? What do you have? What do you have on the app? You have immediate access to email, to text, good Bill, okay, all the PDFs, videos, everything, all the presentations are in that app on your mobile device. Now, a bonus is the M.A.P app. Okay? How many of you have the M.A.P app on your mobile device? M.A.P, the M.A.P app, which is separate from My Zango Builder site, and it's separate from the app for My Zango Builder. You need to make sure you have the M.A.P app on your mobile device and know how to use it. So what you need to do is, I know, Willie, they're not connected. They maybe will be someday, but I'll tell you, I had this happen at the gym a couple of weeks ago. You know me, I'm like your wife, I'm a gym rat. I have always been most of my life. And I was at the gym. There were two ladies there who I never saw before. And it was in the afternoon when rarely anybody's there. And we started chatting. Anyway, they couldn't believe that I was actually 12 years older than they were. They were two sisters, I assumed widowed or single or divorced, whatever. And they wanted information about the products that I was using. And I totally forgot about my M.A.P app. And I said, let me see if I have a business card in my gym bag. Of course, I had 100 there, but I didn't let them know I had it there. And I handed them my business. She said, great, we're going to call you tomorrow. Well, that was 2 weeks ago. I never heard from them, and I did not get their information. Shame on me. Lesson learned. I had my iPhone. All I had to do was hand it to them and say, do me a favor. If it's okay, if you give me your information, fill this out, I promise I will text you and email you information when I get home. That was my learning lesson. And by the way, they haven't been back to the gym yet. It was their first time at the gym, and they probably didn't like it, because they sure as heck looked like they were 15 years older than me. So I love that M.A.P app, because what I want you to do with your buddy, I want you to put each other in the M.A.P app. Don't put yourself in. You put your buddy in, and they'll put you in, and you choose. Do you want them to put you in as a prospect or a distributor, so you can see the valuable training and follow-up that's going to be done for you while you're sleeping. It's amazing. It does quite a different job than My Zango Builder. So as far as I'm concerned, this M.A.P app is, according to Brett Howard, who is the creator of it, he created it for NASA, for the government, and we've got it exclusively. In fact, I put somebody I met at the Eric Worre event. He's in prepaid legal. And I put him into the M.A.P app. I asked if it was okay if I showed him some of our newest tools. And he said, sure, I'd love to see it. And his comment after a couple of weeks is, how do I get this? And I went, well, Alvin, the only way you can get this is if you join my team. But anyway, has amazing follow-up, which I think is the weakest link for all of us, including me. So if that helps with our follow-up, in my opinion, it is critical to use that M.A.P app. So the calendar, again, minimum daily contact. If you're part-time, they typically say 1 to 3 new contacts a day. And if you do social media like I do, and you're chatting with people on Facebook, that counts. That counts as a conversation with a new person. All right? So I want you to be honest. It's tough love now. And whatever you've done in the past, whether you've had one conversation a day as your minimum daily contact, you need to increase it. You need to increase it by double or triple. Find a reason to make eye contact with someone, smile, give them a compliment, ask them a question about what they do or their health, whatever the situation arises, to be able to start a conversation. So MDC, minimum daily contacts, are not optional. It's absolutely a must. And as I said, this Cancun trip, by the way, the contest ends November 31st. So we still have enough time for you to earn the points, even if you've got someone on the team who is, in fact, we're meeting with somebody tomorrow who is joining the team, and we're going to go over what they need to do to make it on this trip and qualify by the end of November. So it is absolutely doable. So are you committed to raising your activity? Are you committed to at least double or triple it? Say yes in the chat room if you are. And Bill, if you don't know where you are as far as the contest is concerned, send me an email, and maybe Willie or somebody else or Karen remembers where. There is a link to a website that lists everybody, I believe, and where their ranking is with points to earn on the trip. So just send me an email to Sandi@sandicohen.com. If you don't know where that is, or somebody in this group doesn't know where it is, there you go. Karen Johnson knew. Zango.com /paradise. Duh, that was pretty simple. Thank you, Karen. Okay, so let's get you ranked higher for that trip. And here is our Facebook group. It's facebook.com /groups /MMMFastP. FT stands for Mentoring Millionaires Mastermind Fast Track. It was a long name. I created it ages ago, and the truth is I don't know how to change it. So we're just going to live with it. MMMFT. And if you try to become a part of the group and it won't let you, guess why? Do you know why? It's because you are not one of my Facebook friends. And I do a lot on social media. So how do I use social media? I use it as a way to communicate with non-Zango people. I have a separate website for our Zango family. So the reason you're not part of my Facebook friends is because I'm almost at my maximum. And I have a separate page for my Zango family. So if you're not my friends yet, send me a friend request. Let me know that you want to be part of the All Out Massive Action group, and then I can add you. And my Facebook page is facebook.com /Sandi.Cohen2, the number 2. And it's funny, when I went to go get a Facebook page a couple of years ago, another Sandi Cohen got Sandi Cohen, who has like 2 friends. But she's had it first. So in our Facebook group, the MMMFT, the purpose of this is to have interaction, to have inspiration, to have people share what they're doing so that we can admire them, compliment them. And I've already posted the first assignment. So please, please, please let me know that you see the first assignment, which is going to include the 4-year career. It's a quick audio that's from Zango University. We have it in there, as well as to give you a real mindset about the huge potential of your business. And Bill said he found it good. So the first assignment includes the 4-year career, which will take you like 10 minutes. And then a little bit longer is the Eric Worre's Insanity Boot Camp. And I'm going to be posting these every few days, the assignments, and you can go as fast as you can or as slow as you want to. But remember, this is supposed to be all-out massive action. Now, in order to record them, I obviously watched. Now I'm going to go back and rewatch and take notes. So I have a new spiral notebook just for our all-out massive action activities. And I want you to take notes as well. Please, please take notes. And then in our Facebook group, I want you to post there what impressed you the most. What were your aha moments? What are the things that he mentioned that you have not been doing that you are now going to make a part of your DNA? Because every one of you has the ability to do this. Without question, some may do it a little faster than others, but there is no reason to fail. And I'm going to try to schedule these every week, every Thursday. I really would like to keep these to 30 minutes, so I'm just about there now. No longer than that. But for future calls, I would like you to step up as a leader, because you learn by doing, you learn by teaching as an emerging leader. If you want to contribute some of your thoughts, we're not going to have 4 or 5 speakers the way we do on our Mentoring with Millionaires Mastermind call. This is just going to be short and sweet. And remember this: you have one life to live. And I don't know anybody who's come back to say that it shouldn't be the way it should be. So live life to the fullest, because as far as I know, it only happens once. And none of us are getting any younger. And I'd like to end with my favorite song, and hopefully, we're all going to travel the beaches of the world together. Is everybody ready to take your business to the next level? Good night now, and let's get it done. Bye for now.